Of course, Donald Trump was in Los Angeles and Phoenix as he continues his campaign for the Republican nomination for the presidency. And one of the people who has been with him on the road now is a gentleman who we met back in 2008 when his son was tragically murdered by Pedro Espinosa, a piece of dirt gangbanger who was in custody 24 hours earlier, released, not turned over to ICE for deportation. And he murdered Jamiel Shaw II, 3 doors down from his front door here in L.A., while his mother was serving with the United States military in Iraq. And over the many years, we've spoken to Jamiel Shaw Sr. many, many times, and Jamiel Shaw will not be silenced on this issue. And it's a pleasure to welcome back to the show Jamiel Shaw Sr. Jamiel, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, Doug. How you doing?
I'm okay. Thanks for being with us. Appreciate it. Well, whatever one wants to say about Donald Trump, he has made the subject of illegal immigration part of the debate in 2016, and up till now, silence. Nobody was saying a word about it.
Oh, yeah, and that's what's so invigorating about it, because finally someone sees that it's a problem, someone that's tired of hearing stories about families being murdered because of inept public officials, loving illegal aliens more than they love American citizens, and everybody's happy.
Well, the thing is, too, that I find on top of all the other outrages involved in this, over the many years you and I have been talking about this, is that the system, both the politicians of both parties and the media, have done everything they can to spike this story, to make sure that this story doesn't get talked about. And then here comes a reality TV star, and now all of a sudden it's an issue. And they're actually they're using terms like sanctuary city in quotes as if they've never heard them before.
Yeah, it's crazy, especially when I heard one of the that really stood out was Dianne Feinstein. Dianne Feinstein was one of the reasons Jamiel's Law was taken from her report that she did on illegal alien gangbangers. And then she turned around and ignored the same report that she put out because it was used, it was used for us. And then she just ignored that. We went to her office. We tried many times to get her to help us out. She did nothing, wouldn't even meet with us. And then she's acting like she's just the champion of making sure it won't happen again. That's ridiculous.
You spoke at the Trump rally in Los Angeles and the big one in Phoenix. What was that like?
Oh, man, it was awesome. It was something that I'd never seen. Everything that happened then was on a scale that, I was never involved in, mentally, physically. And to see that and to see the people, the love for Donald Trump, behind the scenes, in the neighborhoods, going down the street, at the airport. You would think he's already the president. I felt like I was rolling with the president.
Yeah.
That's how everybody felt.
Well, there's a lot of fame attached to it, and obviously a lot of people attracted just because finally an issue that is so emotional and so important for so many people is being discussed candidly, if bluntly, but candidly, and as we know, accurately, because the thousands of people a year, and it is thousands of people a year, are killed in this country by illegal aliens every year, and you wouldn't know it by the L.A. Times or by the New York Times or by NBC News or the other apologists who would drive the getaway car. I'm looking, Jamiel, right through the glass window into the green room at KBC, and it was a number of years ago when you were here, and so was Danielle Bologna from San Francisco. And Danielle Bologna, in order to survive, she takes a very quiet path and just recovers. She lost, if folks don't remember, her husband and 2 sons were murdered in broad daylight on a Sunday afternoon by an illegal alien gangbanger, just shot and killed them because they made a turn down the wrong street. And Danielle Bologna came down from San Francisco and met with Jamiel, and we did a rally out front of then City Councilman Jack Weiss's office. And the outrage of this is that none of this mattered to these people. Here we are in San Francisco with another woman, Catherine Stenell, murdered in broad daylight. Now it's a big story because Donald Trump made it a story.
Yeah, and that's the good and bad of it. No one cared when the American people, the regular folks, so to speak, were demanding the same thing. We were the one losing bodies and family. Donald Trump hasn't lost anyone, and that's the good part. because he doesn't want that to happen to him. He doesn't like what he's seeing. You know, he thinks he can help. You know, he understands when I always say, what would you do if it happened to you? What would you expect of someone if it happened to you? What would you expect for them to do? And he's stepping up to the plate and doing what people expect someone like a Scott Walker or a Jeb Bush or Obama. We would expect them to be wanting to do the same thing, that would want to have the love for the American people that you respect, and you hope that they don't lose bodies to something that you're pushing down their throat, and then you won't even respect their safety and, you know, their love for their families. It's like, oh, so what? We want the vote. That's more important.
Yeah, they want the vote. They want the money. It's utterly outrageous. JamielShaw.com is the website that Jamiel runs in order to get the information out, and it's going to be an interesting campaign because this issue is not going away. It's not going to go away because it's the most important issue facing the country. We either have a country or we don't have a country.
Yeah. Hey, Doug, you know what? They always say that the economy is number one, healthcare number two, number three is immigration. But number one, number two means nothing if number three is killing people.
Absolutely.
You know, so what good is the economy and healthcare if everybody dead?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Jamiel, thanks so much as always. We appreciate you speaking out, and we'll talk to you soon.
Oh, yeah, Doug, we love you. Thank God. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir.